guys, it is Jess with WatchKittyShrink, and I'm here with my week 27 post-op VSG update. As you can tell, I'm feeling a whole lot better this week. Thank you all so much for your kind words and concerns on last week's video. We'll get into me feeling better a little bit later, but for now, let's jump right into stats. I am 29 years old. I'm 5 foot tall. On August 23rd, 2016, I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy, which is a weight loss surgery at Pikeville Medical Center with Dr. Amy Johnson in Pikeville, Kentucky. My highest weight ever was in April of 2016, and it was 285.0. My surgery weight was 255.4. Last week, I was 176.2. This week, I am 175.2 for a weekly loss of 1 pound exactly, since surgery loss of 80.2 pounds, and an overall loss of 109.8 pounds. So, my weight loss is definitely slowing down. That is 3 weeks in a row where the weight loss has just been like 1 pound. So, I think 2 weeks ago it was like 1.4. Then last week it was like a 1.2, and this week is just a 1 pound loss. There's a few things at play. One, I've definitely slacked off due to like some issues I was having. You all know I just wasn't feeling good with my potassium low. I feel like I mentioned this a lot, but when you have anxiety and something like one minor thing is wrong with you, it like your mind blows it out of proportion. And so I was, freaking out about it, and that exhausts you. So I just didn't have any energy. Plus, I'm a lot smaller now. I'm 175 pounds. It is harder to lose weight as you get smaller because you just expend less energy. Like if I walk 2 miles at 285 pounds, totally making these numbers up, I might have burnt 300 calories because I was carrying 285 pounds. But now the same amount of exercise might burn half of that because I'm carrying half of that weight with me. So I'm definitely going to try to kick it up. My weight losses in 2016 all averaged out to like 12 to 14 pounds a month. And then starting in 2016, it was 9 point something. And then last month, I just lost 6 pounds. So I'm definitely going to try to get my head on straight. There was also a whole lot of like complacement going on with me. And I realized I still have stuff to do. So my goal for this month is to really try to get a double-digit loss. And I'm really going to kick it in high gear since my first weigh-in in March was just 1 pound. But that's what I'm trying for. I'm saying it every week, but I mean it. I'm super happy where I am too. I have goals that I want to meet. I'm exactly 25.2 pounds away from my first goal of 150. And I'm comfortable now. I'll be excited to get there. I'm just putting that out there. I made notes this week because I'm really bad to forget stuff. So I wanted to talk about 2 videos that I seen from other people in this community this week. Sometimes I really wish I could do like a week in review WLS version or something, because I think there's so many good videos out there that really hit home, and I just want to make sure everybody sees them. So Rebecca with VSG Pretty Sleeved, and I'm going to leave both the videos that I'm talking about. Their links are going to be in the description of this video. So she made a video about being ashamed of her weight loss surgery, and it was so spot on to exactly how I felt. So I wanted to explain that to you all a little bit, because I think that's a really big issue in the weight loss surgery community. So as for me, I'm still mostly in the WLS closet. A lot of people don't know that. I'm somewhat of a secret sleever. I know I'm open on YouTube. Actually, my Instagram account is open, so a lot of people can find that and follow it. A lot of people that I went to high school with found that, stuff like that, and that's fine. But I've only actually told about 20 people, which might sound like a lot, but I interact with a whole lot of people on a pretty regular basis, so it's not that many. My biggest issue is just blurting it out. I'm not ashamed that I had weight loss surgery. I am proud as hell, really, because I was brave, and I'm not typically this kind of brave person. But there is that whole... So first of all, let me say that I have always been a people pleaser. It's a very big part of my personality. And then especially as I got bigger, when I was morbidly obese, I always felt like I had to compensate for something. So yes, maybe I've inconvenienced you by being fat, but I'm funny and I'm loyal and I will do anything in this world to make you happy. So I'm still a good friend. So I was always overcompensating by making other people happy. So now I've only posted on Facebook about my weight loss like 2 or 3 times. And when people are like, oh my God, you look amazing, what are you eating? I just space. I've never lied. No one has come right out and say, well, how'd you lose it? Most people just say, oh my God, what are you eating? I'm eating keto. So that's all I mention. I just talk about the keto thing. And that's not a lie. I am doing keto. But we all know that's not the only reason I've lost weight. And I think some of the issue with me just coming right out and saying I had gastric sleeve, there's 2 issues. One, sometimes it's people just being nosy. They don't care. They're not proud of you. They're not trying to lose weight themselves. People just want to know your business. And it's none of nobody's business if I don't want it to be. Number 2, and here's the big reason, I shouldn't care what people think, but I think we all do to a degree. There's that stupid stereotype that weight loss surgery is easy, and it's not. But there's also, like, you've lost 109 pounds, but you had weight loss surgery, so you didn't really earn it all. And that really bothers me because I know, you guys know, how hard I've worked for this. This surgery didn't turn me into a robot. I still want to eat sweets. I still want to go to McDonald's and eat until I die. I still want to do all these terrible things. It didn't mess with this. I'm still a human. I'm still a food addict. I still want to do these things. The fact that I'm resisting them has nothing to do with my sleeve. My sleeve would just let me eat less of them. The fact that I'm resisting them is my willpower. The fact that I walk between 5 and 7 miles a day, my sleeve don't do nothing for my legs. That's in here. That's my work. And so I just feel like the second you tell people that you had weight loss surgery, that's all they see. They don't see the hard work you put in. They don't congratulate you. They're just like, oh yeah, well of course you're losing weight. You had weight loss surgery. We know that's not the case, and most importantly, I know that's not the case, so what other people think shouldn't bother me. But that's the honest to God truth why I don't just come right out and say, oh well, I had weight loss surgery. Because I want that glory that people have when they're like, I'm so proud of you. I mean, I know I deserved it, weight loss surgery or not. I've worked hard, but that's how I feel on the subject. How about you guys? Are you guys more open? Or if you are keeping it a secret, are your reasons the same as mine? Or are you afraid of being judged? What reasons do you have? I also wanted to talk about John with VSG Tree. Now, the reason I had wrote down to talk about him is he is doing a challenge this month. He's issued a challenge to all of us, and it's called March Munchies. And so every week of this month, I'm going to be posting an extra video, and it's going to be a recipe of some kind. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you all that likely mine will all be meal prep videos, because that's the only time I cook. My grandmother actually cooks through the week for us. Or you guys see sometimes I'll eat like convenience foods, like I had a hoagie patty. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen that, and I just heated it up. And I don't really want my video to be me taking something out of the package and warming it up. So the only time that I actually have time to cook, in case you're new here, I work 10.5 hours a day. I'm busy. The only time I actually take time to cook something is on the weekend, which is when I meal prep. So it'll be rare if I do a video that's not that. But I also wanted to mention John because if you don't follow him, please do it. He, first of all, having a guy's perspective in this whole WLS community is amazing, because sometimes I think we're all just about like, you know, there's a whole bunch of girls and there's not as many guys, and it's really interesting to me to see a guy's take on this. And second of all, he's so insightful. Probably one of the most insightful people I've ever watched. So I didn't write this down because I just watched his video earlier today. But he was talking about not only appreciating all the blessings you have now as you're becoming smaller, but he had this whole list of blessings that he had experienced by being morbidly obese too. And I just thought that was a really cool way to look at it. Instead of looking back at your morbidly obese self with hatred, think back and be like, yeah, but I had some pretty good times, because I was morbidly obese. I got to experience all these restaurants, or just go to his video. He explains it much better, but it was just a really wonderful message to hear today, and I really enjoyed it, and I think you guys would too. My Fitbit died this week, so that's why I think it was Monday or Tuesday one, I had like 200 steps because it died. I'd got to work and it was dead. And so everything I did that whole day, nothing. Luckily, when I bought my Fitbit, I had bought one for my whole family, and my dad hasn't used his in months, so I just stole his. So I didn't have to buy another one. Eventually, I will probably buy another one, but for now, I'm using my dad's. I put it in my band, and we're good. Let's see. So let's jump right to blood work really quick. I did have my blood work done on Monday. My doctor called me on Wednesday. My potassium is really good right now. All of my blood work is really good right now. My liver enzymes are still elevated, but they're a lot less elevated than they were. And I will do a ultrasound of my entire abdomen on March 13th. So I'll let you all know the results from that when I get it. They're basically just checking. They said the liver enzymes weren't anything to worry too much about, but they just want to check and make sure everything's okay with my gallbladder and all that kind of stuff that can be affected with rapid weight loss. So I have a couple NSVs. First of all, Eastern Kentucky had a really bad storm. I think it was Wednesday night. I'm so bad with my days of the week. We had a really bad storm, and later that night, my uncle and my aunt actually came over to the house not just because there was no power at their house, but they came over to visit. You know how it is. You have some time on your hands, so they come to visit. They had not seen me since about a week after my surgery, and when I walked out of the bedroom, I actually seen the look on their face of not recognition at first. You know how it is when you see your family, you don't even, just, hey, automatically. I could see that it took them a second to know who I was. Like, that was crazy. And when I sat down, they both was like, if you had walked up to us on the street, we would have turned and walked away. We would have thought, who is this stranger talking to us? Like, that is so bizarre to me that I look that different. And everybody tells me that I don't just look like a smaller version of myself. I look like an entirely different person, which I can see because, first of all, my hair is originally jet black. I've been in the process of dyeing it blonde for a long time. I got the bangs. My face is definitely, because of the weight loss, more defined. But for me, it's really cool to hear. They was asking, I think, does everybody ask you all this? I get asked this question all the time from everybody who knows about my surgery. Well, are you done? Like, is there a point where you get to choose to stop losing weight? And when I told them that I still had about 25 pounds to go to my first goal, they were like, no, you don't need to lose any more. And some people don't like hearing that. I love hearing that. I don't think I will ever get tired of people telling me that I don't need to lose any more weight, because for my whole life, that's not been the case. Another one, my boss had actually took off a couple days this week, so she didn't see me on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. But when she seen me again Thursday, she's like, Jess, I swear to you, she said, when you don't see you for a few days, she said, you completely transform from Monday to Friday. She said, you look like a completely different person. And that just makes me feel really good. Another one of my coworkers was just bragging on me. I've really had a good week in the NSV category. Just a lot of compliments and all that good stuff. One thing I just wanted to randomly mention. Do you all do this? I have noticed that I do different stuff with my body since I've lost weight. Like, for no reason, I'll just sit Indian style. Like, I won't even, logically go into it. It's like I just find my body doing that. And before, I couldn't have sat Indian style if you'd have physically picked up my legs and crossed them for me. Even at work, I find myself standing up and sitting on one leg and going back down. Like, I just keep going in all these weird positions, and I think my body is just really excited to finally be able to do like other things. So I already talked about this a little bit, but I definitely plan on stepping it up in March. I know Jody and Esther, they're kind of in the same boat as me. We're all going to try to like just take March and just really just go bananas. I almost was going to say, never mind what I was going to say. I'm an idiot. But so yeah, and I know Anna, she's doing really good right now after having, you know, she had a rough week emotionally, so I'm really happy for her. Ange is like right on the cusp of Wonderland, and so is Chella. Speaking of Ange and Chella, I'm trying to make sure I'm saying Chella's name right. She knows I know it, but with this accent. I sent out the packages for the giveaway winners. So Lisa, Ange, and Chella should be getting their stuff. It actually says that Ange's should be there tomorrow, which is so bizarre to me because Ange lives the furthest away. So, well, I don't know. Because I sent them all out the same kind of mail, priority mail, but it says Ange's will be there first, which is, she's on the other side of the country, so that's weird. But either way, I totally just went off on a tangent. I just feel so good. I hope you guys can tell. I feel a lot better. So yeah, I'm going to be stepping it up this month. I'm already doing really good on food. I'm going to try to just be a little more conscious, but mostly I'm stepping up the exercise, getting back on track for the long haul challenge, and that's about it. So I'll see you guys sometime this week, maybe tomorrow for my meal prep, and I'll definitely see you Friday for my next weekly update. Love you guys. Bye.